Dear Lord, show me the way today. Listen to this prayer for guidance. Here I am again, standing at the crossroads of today, unsure of which path to take. I don't know what lies ahead, and honestly, that scares me. But I know one thing for sure, you are here with me. And so before I take another step, before I allow the worries of this day to take over, I come before you. Because I need you. I need you now more than ever. Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything seems clear, and the next, I find myself lost in a storm of confusion. I try to make sense of it all, to figure things out on my own, but the truth is, I can't. Not without you. I've tried leaning on my own understanding, and time again, I found myself walking in circles, chasing after things that leave me feeling empty. So Lord, today I come to you, asking, no pleading, please show me the way. Maybe someone listening to this right now feels the same way. Maybe you're standing at the edge of something new, and you don't know what to do next. Maybe you're facing a decision so big, so life-changing, that the weight of it is crushing you. Maybe you've been praying, waiting, hoping for an answer, but all you hear is silence. And that silence is starting to make you question if God is even listening. I want you to know you're not alone. We all go through seasons of uncertainty. We all have moments where we cry out, Lord, I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to turn. I don't have the answers. And do you know what? That's okay, because we serve a God who does. A God who sees the full picture when all we see are the broken pieces. A God who is never confused, never uncertain, never caught off guard. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 3, verse 5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him and he will make your path straight. That's a promise. Not he might make your path straight. Not if he feels like it, he'll guide you. No, he will. So today we're going to talk about what it means to trust God for direction. We're going to be real about the struggles, the doubts, and the fears that come with waiting on him. But more than that, we're going to remind our hearts that God has never failed us before, and he won't start now. If you're feeling lost, uncertain, or overwhelmed, this message is for you. If you're tired of trying to figure things out on your own, if you're desperate for a breakthrough, if you need a fresh reminder that God is still leading, still guiding, still speaking, this is for you. So take a deep breath. Let go of the anxiety, the worry, the what ifs, and let's take this journey together as we ask the most important question of all. Lord, please show me the way today. Before I get caught up in the uncertainty of today, let me pause and remember, because sometimes in the middle of my fears and doubts, I forget just how faithful you have been. I get so focused on what I don't know, what I can't see, what I don't understand, that I overlook the countless ways you have already shown up for me. How many times have I cried out to you, desperate for help, and you answered? Maybe not always in the way I expected, maybe not always on my timeline, but you have never abandoned me. You have carried me through storms I thought would destroy me. You have provided when I saw no way. You have healed wounds I thought would never mend. I think about Moses, standing before the Red Sea with the enemy closing in behind him. There was no way forward, no way back. But you, Lord, you made a way where there was none. You parted the sea. You did the impossible. And you didn't just do it for him. You did it for all your people. You did it again and again. I think about Abraham, called to leave everything behind, stepping into the unknown with nothing but a promise from you. He didn't have a map. He didn't have all the answers, but he had you, and that was enough. And I think about my own life, the moments when I felt lost, afraid, unsure of what to do next, the times when I thought, this is it. I don't see a way out of this. And yet here I am, still standing, still breathing, not because of my own strength, not because I figured it all out, but because of you. You have never failed me, Lord, not once. So why do I let doubt creep in now? Why do I act as if this time will be different? As if you have somehow forgotten me? No, I refuse to let fear drown out the truth. The same God who led Moses through the sea, the same God who called Abraham into the unknown, the same God who has carried me through every valley, I know you are still with me. So today, instead of focusing on what I don't know, I will focus on what I do. And I know this. You are faithful. You always have been. You always will be. And because of that, I can trust you, even now, even here. Sometimes the hardest part of seeking your direction is not the waiting, it's the silence. There are moments when I pray, when I ask, when I pour out my heart to you, and yet nothing, no clear answer, no sudden revelation, just silence. And in that silence, doubts creep in. Have you forgotten me? Am I doing something wrong? Why won't you speak? But when I turn to your word, I see that I am not alone in this. Elijah knew what it was like to long for your voice. After his great victory on Mount Carmel, he found himself hiding in a cave, exhausted, discouraged, desperate for a sign from you. And then you told him to stand on the mountain, for you were about to pass by. First came a mighty wind, so strong it tore through the mountains. But you were not in the wind. Then came an earthquake. Surely you would be in the earthquake, but you were not. Then came a fire, a blazing, consuming fire. But still, you were not there. And then, a whisper, a still, small voice. That's where you were, not in the grand display of power, not in the noise and chaos, but in the gentle whisper. How many times have I expected you to speak in loud, unmistakable ways when all along you were whispering? How often have I let the noise of my fears drown out your still, small voice? Lord, I don't want to miss you. If you choose to speak in a whisper, teach me to quiet my heart and listen. Help me to recognize your presence, even when it doesn't come the way I expect, because silence does not mean absence. Just because I don't hear you in the way I want to doesn't mean you are not guiding me. Sometimes the silence is an invitation to draw closer, to trust you more deeply, to lean in and listen more intently. Maybe you are teaching me something in this waiting. Maybe you are preparing my heart for the answer that hasn't come yet. Maybe you are reminding me that faith isn't about always having clear directions, it's about trusting the one who leads. So instead of being frustrated by the silence, I will embrace it. I will seek you not just for answers, but for you. Because more than I need direction, I need you. And I believe that in your perfect time, in your perfect way, you will show me the way. Until then, I will wait. I will listen and I will trust. Lord, I confess, surrender isn't easy. I like to have control. I like to know what's coming next. I like to have a plan, a roadmap, a sense of certainty. But over and over again, you remind me that faith isn't about control. It's about trust. It's about laying down my plans, my desires, my timeline, and saying, not my will, but yours be done. Jesus prayed those words in the Garden of Gethsemane in his darkest hour. He knew what was coming. He knew the suffering that awaited him. And yet, instead of clinging to his own will, he surrendered to yours. That kind of trust, that kind of obedience, it humbles me. Because if I'm honest, Lord, I struggle to surrender even the smallest things. I wrestle with giving you my future, my decisions, my dreams. I want to trust you, but part of me still tries to hold on, afraid of what might happen if I fully let go. What if your way isn't what I want? What if you lead me somewhere I never expected? But then I remember, you are good. Your plans are higher than mine. Your ways are better. Every time I've tried to force my own way, I've only found frustration, exhaustion, and emptiness. But every time I've surrendered to you, I've found peace. Even when the path was uncertain, even when the journey was difficult, I never regretted trusting you. So today, Lord, I choose surrender. I lay down my need for control. I release my fears, my worries, my what-ifs. I choose to believe that whatever you have for me is far greater than anything I could plan for myself. I won't fight you for the steering wheel of my life. I'll let you lead. It's not easy, but I know it's worth it. Because your way is always the best way. Sometimes you call me to step out before I can see where I'm going. That's hard. My natural instinct is to wait until everything makes sense, until I have a clear picture of what's ahead. But that's not how faith works. Faith is stepping out in obedience even when I don't have all the answers. Faith is moving forward even when the road ahead is foggy. I think of Peter stepping out of the boat onto the water. He wasn't walking on solid ground. He was walking on nothing but trust. As long as his eyes were on you, he was fine. But the moment he looked at the wind and the waves, he started to sink. That's me, Lord. I start out with faith, but then fear creeps in. I take my eyes off you, and suddenly all I see are the obstacles, the risks, the reasons why this shouldn't work. But you didn't let Peter drown. When he cried out, you reached for him, and you do the same for me. So Lord, help me to walk by faith, not by sight. Help me to trust you, even when I don't have all the answers. When you say go, give me the courage to go. When you say wait, give me the patience to wait. When fear tries to paralyze me, remind me that my security isn't in what I see, it's in you. I don't want to live a life ruled by fear. I want to be bold in faith. I want to move forward with confidence, knowing that you go before me. Even if I don't know exactly where I'm going, I know who is leading me. And that is enough. So today, I take a step, not because I have all the answers, but because I trust the one who does. There are days when the road ahead feels like nothing but darkness. I take a step forward, but I can't see where I'm going. I search for answers, but nothing seems clear. The uncertainty weighs on me, making me question if I'm even going in the right direction. But you, Lord, have never left me in the dark without a light. Your word is my lamp. Your truth is my guide. Even when I don't have all the details, you give me just enough to take the next step. Maybe you don't show me the whole path because you want me to trust you, not the plan. I remember the Israelites in the wilderness. They didn't have a roadmap, but they had your presence. A pillar of cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night. They didn't always understand where you were leading them, but you never abandoned them. And you won't abandon me either. Sometimes I want a sign, a neon light pointing me exactly where to go. But often, you speak in quieter ways. A verse that jumps off the page. A conversation that confirms what you've been whispering to my heart. A sudden peace that replaces my anxiety. These are the ways you guide me. And I don't want to miss them just because I'm looking for something bigger, something louder. Lord, open my eyes to see the light you've already given me. Help me to trust that you are leading me, even when I don't have all the answers. When I feel lost, remind me that I am never truly lost in your hands. No matter how dark it seems, you are my light. So I will keep moving forward, one step at a time, trusting that as long as I follow you, I will never be walking in the wrong direction. Today, I choose to move forward, not in my own strength, but in yours. I don't have to figure everything out on my own. I don't have to carry the weight of the unknown on my shoulders, because you are with me. You are my strength when I am weak, my wisdom when I am unsure, my confidence when fear tries to hold me back. You have gone before me. You have already prepared the way. I don't need to have all the answers. I just need to follow you. Every closed door, every delay, every unexpected turn is part of your greater plan. Even when I don't understand, I trust that you are working all things together for my good. So today, Lord, I surrender my worries, my doubts, my need for control. I step into this day with faith, knowing that I am not alone. I will seek you first, trust you completely, and follow you wherever you lead. Because I know this, you are faithful, you are good, you are my guide, that's my protector, my provider. And as long as I am walking with you, I know I am walking in the right direction. Lord, please show me the way today and give me the courage to follow. If this prayer has touched your heart, type amen in the comments as a declaration of faith. Share your prayer requests below. We are honored to stand in faith and pray with you.